Hi, everyone. Hold on, let me see. Okay, pause. Okay, I think I'm back now. All right, that's much better. Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hello, Mr. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Happy Thursday. Let's see. Happy Thursday to you as well. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Um, Thank you. Appreciate that. Hold on, I was going to send something. All right. I thought this was on. Okay, yeah, it's on now. Okay, you're dancing. Who is that? Oklahoma one. Okay, you're dancing to. You're dancing to my song. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. But anyway, let's know what. Hello, Pastor Isaac. Good evening. How are you doing? Hi, everybody. Hi, Instagram family, TikTok family, Facebook, and YouTube. Y'all can hear me okay, and my Facebook and YouTube keeps going in and out, so y'all let me know if you can hear me fine. My day was fine. How was yours? Dada thank you for asking. Hello, fam. Is it Pecos or is it pronounced Pecos or Pesos? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just because sometimes being that it's Texas, there's a lot of it's Spanish speaking towns. So how is it pronounced? Is the C pronounced as K or is the C pronounced as S? Oh, it's my song. Well, hello, Miss Abu. How are you? I haven't forgotten. Pecos. Okay. Pecos. Okay. All right. So I've never heard of that town before. Then again, how many towns? But I'm sure there's too many towns. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining, Flaming. I appreciate you joining in. And if this is your first time as well, let us know where you're joining from, what state, what city, what country. Welcome in. Hello, Cookies, baby. It's been a while. Good to see you. We appreciate it when you take time out to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. I do not take that for granted. Let me put this in because that's what we're going to talk about. That is very much appreciated. Hey, Miss Peggy, how are you? My best lawyer so far. This has to be a client. Okay, can you tell me what your name is? Because obviously I can't decode that but your first name, maybe I would know. And what I'm representing you on. Because you would know I have some. And congratulations to our client, Mr. Michael. He was sworn in as a citizen today, August 14. TJ is eating somewhere there. Sworn in today as a U.S. citizen. Mr. Michael came to us with a pending 751. He was frustrated. Thank you. He was frustrated, and his case wasn't moving ahead. So we're like, okay, let's review, let's evaluate, and it was that he was able to file for naturalization. So we filed for naturalization, and fast forward today, he became a U.S. citizen. Nothing like it. Knowing that I spoke with him earlier this evening, and just knowing that he can finally breathe. It is, hey, Jim Crate, I'm doing well. What's your programs? I recommend many people on the ship now. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Knowing that he's finally got into that quote unquote final destination in this immigration journey, becoming a citizen. Nothing like it. Y'all just even don't know. Whenever I get those emails or calls from my clients, like it's like either the green card process or even the citizenship process, like becoming or getting my green card all over again, or becoming a citizen all over again. The feeling is just you have to go through it to experience it. And our prayer is that for yes, and our prayer is that for all those of us who are still waiting on God to experience that, either you're trying to get the 2-year green card, or you're trying to go from the 2-year to the 10-year green card, or you're trying to get your citizenship, whatever stage you're in, our prayer is that God will meet you at the place of your need, and He will perfect that which concerns you, in spite of what may be going on, in spite of the decision you may have received, in spite of the updates you got. If it's not the final destination of your expected and that fulfilled destination, then He knows God is still working in your favor. And if He's able to do it for so many that come together, and especially that's one of the things I love about our community here, coming together and sharing testimonies and encouraging one another. So if He's able to do it for all the people who come and testify to his goodness, He's able to do it for you as well. So hey, Mama. Alrighty. So this is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale. I'm an immigration attorney. My office is based in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. So it doesn't matter what state you live in. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case stamp that I handle, we can represent you regardless of the state you live in. Our contact number is 334-341-4475. You can also visit our website at _lawfirm.com. Excuse me. Send an email to us at info@_lawfirm.com. Same number on WhatsApp. If people always say you don't pick up your phone on WhatsApp, if you call us on WhatsApp, it's just ringing. It's not ringing to us because we don't have that. It's in silence. We don't receive calls on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is strictly for text messages. If you need to talk to somebody, then you have to call direct line 334-341-4475. Speak to someone in our office, and we'll be glad to assist you in whatever. Now we're still having our hello, Miss Nilechi, gorgeous lady. How are you? We still have our birthday promotion going on. For the 30 minutes option. 30 minutes normally is a consultation is normally $140 for the month of August. Hello, Miss Tina. It's been a while. How are you? For the month of August, we're having a birthday special for $115 for 30 minutes. And so this is the time you want to schedule your consultation. Before you know it, the month is over. It's already the 14th. So if you're wondering, okay, what birthday? It's my birthday. Well, it's my son's birthday as well. TJ's birthday is on August 20. My birthday is August 21, which is exactly a week from today. So that's what the promotion is for. So it's a good time to have your questions answered if you're looking for something that is more strategic and more specific to your case. So all of that to say, it is questions and questions night. I'm like, Auntie Rouge, yeah, that's my job. I don't even know what else I would have been doing. I was talking to T, they're like, can you imagine me doing something else? And the kid he had to think long and hard, like, what else? No, it was SJ. What else would you possibly be doing besides being a lawyer? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But we thank God that God found something for me to do with this mouth. Because But anyway, all right, people. So like I said on Tuesday, we had quite a number of questions we didn't get to. So let us take as many questions. So let's get right into it. But be sure to subscribe. Lawyer or teacher? Well, I worked as an adjunct professor for talking about adjunct professor. I have an adjunct professor that we have to file H-1B for. See. That's why I talk unless I can remember. Adjunct professor, we have to file H-1B for. If I forget, don't hire me like an auntie. I actually was an adjunct professor for 6 years. 2016, 5 years, 5 years. So, but work got too much. So like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So put your questions in the comment section. Responses to questions are only general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. If you want something more definite and more specific to your case, then you've got to set up a paid consultation. But so this is just general response, but many more times it's helpful to people. Sometimes it answers your question. Sometimes it makes you want to have an in-depth evaluation, which, quite a number of times we do. And I'll try to get to as many questions as possible. But if you need something more detailed and more specific, then you're going to have to contact us. Once again, that's 334-341-4475. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow, and all our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn at Olaleye Immigration. All right, people, let's get into it. If you heard somebody burp, that's my child. Okay. Hola. So how are you? Hello, PJ. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Blessings for all the nuggets you're dropping here for free. Every immigrant needs a good lawyer in the corner with all the shenanigans going on. Thank you. Appreciate that. Me, with Jesus Christ, to all still going through the process. Thank you. Yes. May God lay his wonderful hands on everyone's paperwork and situations. Amen. Thank you, Fleming. Yes. 𝒕𝒂𝒔𝒔𝒊𝒕. Hello, how are you? Good night. Is it okay to travel to Jamaica with a closed restraining order? So that's one question I don't answer. Anything about traveling, direct that question to your lawyer. If you don't have one, sit down and have your case evaluated specifically for that purpose. So this is not even the time that one is going to be answering questions. So if you're a client of mine, I assess everyone's case based on their situation and where they are, as far as if I recommend for them to travel or not. So that's something you're going to have to discuss with your own lawyer, or sit down with one to discuss that. So I am not going any question about traveling. That's not a question I'm going to answer. If you are a client of mine, you have my email, you can email me. All right. So let me go to TikTok. For some reason, this always cuts my head up on Facebook. Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay. Alrighty, let's go to TikTok. Hey, TikTok family. Put your questions in the comment section. You didn't answer my question. Now's the time to put your question in the comment section. Let's answer the questions, as many questions as possible. We've got plenty of time tonight. So, and that's what we're doing. Questions and answers tonight. Okay. Me and my husband will be talking to you tomorrow. Okay. All right, then. Looking forward to speaking with you both tomorrow. Can you explain what is petty offense exemption? Petty offense exemption, and even for green card, it just basically means that as long as it's a specific type of offense that you were convicted of, petty offense and the different, like simple theft would be an example, or simple assault that doesn't involve any injuries or whatever. Then you would not need a waiver. Normally, if you have a conviction, then you would need to file a 601 waiver and apply for, because then you can be found inadmissible. Petty offense exemption, as long as that offense falls within the petty offense exemption, then you're not going to need a waiver of inadmissibility. So you would not be found inadmissible based on that offense. That's basically what that means. Hello, Miss Zoe. How are you? Since you're in Alabama, do your clients have to come down for court? If you are, immigration is federal practice, so your court date or your interview is not scheduled based on where your lawyer is located. Your court date or interview is scheduled based on your own state of residency. But an immigration lawyer that is based in any state can represent you. They just have to travel to your state where you have court or where you have an interview, if you have, so if you're in Georgia, for instance, and you have court in Atlanta, or you have an interview in Atlanta and you hire my services, then I'll come to Atlanta and represent you. You don't come to where I am, because it's based on where you are and where you reside. I hope that answers the question. What can prevent someone from becoming a naturalized citizen if you don't qualify? Because they have to go through the eligibility grounds for each of your bases. For instance, based on 3 years, 5 years military service. So everyone has to qualify for. You have to be lawfully admitted. That's a requirement for every eligibility ground. And then have you proven marital union? Have you reached your 5 year? Did you break your continuous residency requirement? Have you been physically present for it? So it just depends. But if you're talking of things that can affect good moral character, so things like having criminal conviction, misrepresentation in your green card process, where it's not deemed that you were not lawfully admitted, or you misrepresent during your naturalization application process. So that it just depends. It's not one major thing. It just depends, and every case is different. A relative I-130 was approved and also granted B1, B2 visa months ago. Hey, baby boy. Is it safe to still come to the U.S.? Obviously, I can't say whether it's safe to come to, but what I will tell you is this. When someone has an I-130 that they are the beneficiary of, and they're granted B1, B2, it's not like the embassy didn't know. They already know that the person has an approval, unless the person did not disclose that, and the consular officer just somehow missed it. But they have access to that information. They can easily pull up someone's name with your validated information and see if you have, and you're supposed to disclose that, because the DS-160 specifically asks whether or not you've got an immigrant petition that's been filed on your behalf. If you say no, they have access to be able to see whether or not you do. So you can't deny that. So, but if they already know, they granted the person B1, B2, unless they had that B1, B2 before the I-130 was approved. So if that's the case, it doesn't stop them from coming to the United States. But they should be ready or prepared to answer questions at the port of entry. CBP can have questions, and CBP can. So the fact that you have a visa to come to the U.S. doesn't guarantee admission. Keep in mind that CBP officers determine who is admitted into the country. So people get turned back easily all the time at the port of entry. People's visas get revoked at the port of entry and canceled and issued ban. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying my point is getting a visa is not the end of it. You've got to still be admitted into the country. So nothing stops them from traveling. It would just depend on if there's any concern of them staying back in the country and not returning, and then using that to now adjust status. Can you make an inquiry to USCIS through Congress without a receipt and notice with a pending VAWA? I'm assuming that you've got a VAWA case that you filed, but you don't have receipt notices yet. There's no how you can find out about. I mean, you can use, if you have an alien number which you filed something before, but there's no, if you haven't filed anything before, or they can use your name and your validated information, your date of birth and all that. They may be able to tell them, what's causing the delay, but they probably will come back and say that, there's delays generally with your receipt notices, and they're working to get everything out, because we've tried, and I've tried that with some of my clients that just like, hey, listen, you can call USCIS yourself, because they were not getting anywhere. But it's still going to be, you just have to wait. And that's just the truth. VAWA receipt notices that we're getting, and also like EAD renewals that have to do that are related to VAWA cases, we're getting those that were filed in end of April, beginning of May, just to put things in perspective for you. So it's not anything about your case. It's just the delay we're seeing in VAWA related cases. Why it's taking them this long, we don't know, but that's just what we're seeing. Okay. Okay, so is it saved? Oh, wait for. Okay, that's the same person asking the same question. Please do not repeat your questions. If you repeat your questions, I'm going to skip the question altogether. How do I go about bringing my nephew to the U.S.? You can adopt him depending on how old he is. Either through, if you're a citizen, then offer an adoption if he qualifies. If you're not a citizen, or even if you're or if citizen or green card holder, you can do family adoption. Sit down with the lawyer to figure out how old he is, what he may qualify for, and all, if you can adopt him or not. How can you validate a Nigerian divorce decree? That's if you have a meeting with me tomorrow, then we can talk about that. How can I fasten my green card process, which is overdue more than 90 days? What makes you feel it's overdue? Have you gone to see the processing time and you see that it's now outside normal processing time? You're welcome. Anything about processing time, please go on. I say it all the time. Go on uscis.gov/processing time for any kind of case that you're waiting on. It will let you know what your okay. It will let you know what the average time that they're processing each case is. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Which there's a way, just like on. How do I make? I don't know. I don't want to make it, but I'm trying to. Just like on TikTok, where you can make the questions bigger or the font bigger. Okay, you can still see. So, okay, I'll try my best. Hello, Miss Sanctuary. Okay, hold on. I think I just messed something up here. All right, there we go. My day was fine, Mr. Uyefeso. I hope yours was blessed as well. Orlando_Dre. Good evening to you. Age with abundant grace. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Wow. All right, let's see. Yeah, Cookies baby. I hope you've been keeping well. For me, I was watching Kill the Monkey. All right, Miss Peggy. I'm glad you didn't miss, actually. Thank you for remembering us. Hello, Miss Sophia. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Happy Thursday, Hunter Pet. How was your week so far? How's your week been so far? Body and soul, come on, body and soul. Wow, we thank God. Oh, I'm not sure right now. You'd like to ask questions. This is a question and answer, but keep in mind general information. So go ahead with your question or questions. Oh, that reminds me. See, this program makes me always remember what I have to do. Oh Lord, when I tell you y'all that I have post-it notes everywhere. Good evening, Auntie Auntie no. Got my AB1A green card approved. Thanks for your guidance on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're welcome. Congratulations on Lord. We thank God for His grace upon you, and that opens up a world of opportunities. And the good thing is, EB1 category is current, so you're not waiting for priority date to become current and all that. So win-win all around. Congratulations. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Yes. So I'm not sure if it's watching, but Mr. Michael, if you're watching, everyone is celebrating with you. Can a person who does not have an A number be put in deportation proceeding, like get an NTA? Absolutely. They'll just give you one at that point. anything about processing time, like I said, go on uscis.gov/processing time. Is it possible to add children in the marriage-based green card that were not included in forms that were filled in Nigeria? What do you mean were not included in forms that were filled in? What forms were they not included in? Did you deny that you had kids? I'm trying to understand what it is, because most of the time, where that becomes an issue is, but if you're talking about green card process, but where that usually becomes an issue when you don't mention kids, it's when people apply for DV lottery and then they now want to file for those kids now and all that. So that's a very, very fact specific question. It just depends on what you're talking about. What did you omit them in, and what are you putting them in now that would determine if it's going to be a problem. I'm sorry, first. Thank you. It will be escapes. Please don't repeat your questions. 45 months since my VAWA case has been filed. Now my prima facie will expire December. What should I do? They'll send you another one before it expires. But hopefully before then, they will approve your case. It's taking, yes, an average of 42.5 months is what they say, but we're seeing cases linger up until 4 years, so 48 months. So it's not surprising. I was going to sneeze. It's not surprising, but I would expect, if you're at 45 months, I would expect that you would have a decision soon. So just hang in there. But if not, great session with you today. Okay, trying to see who's that. Oh, great session. I had quite a number of sessions today. How many consults did I have today? 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7. Yeah, so I don't know which of the sessions that was yours, but oh my goodness. Wait. Did I just lose you guys? Please don't tell me I just lost you on. Okay, I thought I lost you on Facebook, and because I didn't put my thing that pool party. Okay, lawyer, maybe a pastor. No. My sister, no. But my God, I'm not saying no. But I'm saying no because no, I can't. I'm not cut out to be a pastor, because I reserve the right to still cuss people out. Pastor only cuss people out. The thing about the pastor and that am I allowed to live by the book? No, I still want to have that right. Because somebody like to bring you real quick, then I ask for forgiveness. Think about it, the pastor you can't do, or pastor's wife. We go the anxiety into my portrait. Let me just be in my regular people's lives. So, so let's leave the pastor alone. How do I check authentication of a Nigerian divorce decree? You can check authentication. You have, well, first of all, why is your divorce not authentic? If you went through the court system, it should be authentic. Now, if your divorce is from Lagos State, then and was during the time when they started online recordation, then it should be verifiable online. And I think Abuja also has online verification. If you're from another state where there's no online verification, that's kind of like a blessing in disguise, because there's nowhere for them to go online. But they still can send those documents to the consulates and to the embassy and to Nigerian consulate, actually, to ask for them to verify for them if this is something that came from the Nigerian government. And so the best thing to do is to get a lawyer in Nigeria to help you out. Let's see something. I just remembered something. Talking of lawyers in Nigeria. Okay. Saying always something that always comes up when I'm on here. All right, this is what I needed to respond to. Okay, There we go. So get a lawyer in Nigeria. You can start there, and so they can go to the courthouse to verify for you, get a verification letter. But like I always say, if you ain't broke, don't fix it. If they haven't faulted your divorce in any way, then now let's start where we need to start from. If your divorce document does not correspond with the type of marriage you had, it doesn't matter how much verification you do. There's nothing to be verified. So an example would be if you had a customary marriage, right? And you now get a decree, nisi decree absolute from the High Court, and your decree nisi states that you got married you had an Islamic marriage, or that you had a customary marriage, because I've seen those, that's going to be a red flag right there. Because even if your divorce, came from the High Court, you're going to have a hard time explaining to USCIS why you have a High Court divorce decree for customary marriage. One does not dissolve the other. Conversely, if you present to them, and so for instance, I was talking to someone, and when they filed their visitor visa application, they submitted their registry marriage certificate. So I think it was a 𝒂𝒔𝒔 registry marriage certificate. They submitted that. I'm not sure why, but they submitted that when they applied for their visitor visa. And now they now submitted for their USCIS case. They submitted a customary court divorce decree. A customary court cannot. So when you submit a registry marriage certificate, only a High Court has a jurisdiction to dissolve a registry marriage. That's a civil marriage. A customary court has no jurisdiction to dissolve a civil marriage. So unless USCIS does not go back to pull your non-immigrant visa application file, that's the only way they would not see that. But most likely they will. And so if they say that you had a registry marriage and now you're presenting a customary divorce decree, it doesn't go hand in hand. So if that's the case, there's no amount of verification you can do that's going to take care of that. So if you're not sure, when in doubt, sit down with a lawyer. I already booked an appointment with you for next week, Monday. All right. I'll just say, Mr. E, I'll see you then. Okay. Follow, like, and subscribe to all social media platforms. Thank you. It's very fast. Yes, and that's Mr. Professor. That was exactly what I was going to say. That's why the Honor Pet, you haven't received a response to your question. This is very simple. Don't repeat question. I'm not. It's okay. What does it mean if USCIS sends an initial grant of deferred action? So if you're talking about your notice of the initial grant, maybe your VAWA petition, or you're talking about a U visa. It used to be for CGs. Now they've stopped that. That just means that you're protected from being placed in removal proceedings. What is the current status of the executive order regarding birthright citizenship, and how have recent policies changed? So right now, the status of that is it's not going into effect until they get a win. And I think the only win they can get, because there's now a nationwide injunction, because there's a class action certification for children born to. So the class action certifications for any child that's born to undocumented immigrants or immigrants that are here on temporary visas. So because of that class action certification, the injunction is now effective nationwide, because that affects all children born. So for right now, it is not going into effect, knock on wood. What needs to be done at this point really is it's going back to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is going to have to decide and do an interpretation of that of the Constitution, really, whether or not this administration is right in the sense of they're not subject to the jurisdiction of, or whether or not it's irrelevant and every child born. So they've got to interpret it, and we have to understand which what is going to happen. That's ultimately what needs to happen. But for right now, it's not in effect. They had a policy that they released that if they're finally cleared to go into effect, they already had a policy that was going to be taking place, but there's no policy that will take effect because there's that nationwide injunction for right now. So that's the status of the birthright citizenship executive order. My son is asking some few questions and he watches you, so I don't need lessons and advice to know ahead. What questions does your son have, Miss Peggy? Listen, we just need advice and he would know what's up. Advice about what? Hey, listen, I'm all for giving ear to a child. Okay. If there is a request for evidence and they say your spouse tax information is not showing sufficient, what additional documents the second sponsor would need? Sit down with a lawyer to figure that out. Let's see. Okay, so can you stop repeating questions? You know what? This person is going to be removed from live video. I don't have the time for this. Hello, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. How are you? Okay, let's see. How can I bring my mom to the USA as a 1 year, I use it 1 year or 10-year? I assume that's 10 green card holder. Well, you can't file for your mom, but you can apply for a visitor visa for now. Thank you, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. How are you? Hello, Epic Movement. Our birthday is coming up. It is. What's your plan? Because I don't have any plan. Y'all probably going to see me a week from today, in the sense of you see me in the sense of we're going to be doing live video, because I don't have any plans for real. Like, my plan is to go to work. It's a Thursday. It's my birthday. It's a Thursday. I'm going to go to work. Actually, that day is all for those who want to schedule constantly, because I don't have that unless somebody takes me out on a date. Then that's different. For right now, it's a work day. That's what it is. Let's see. We are here still battling congestion. School resumed, and so did all the viruses on their siblings. Sorry, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I hope you feel better. That's the thing about school. Just you can't. And I think that would have probably been the issue, because I was like, where did I get this cold from? Because no, I can't blame school. I think I had a cold before TJ went back to school. So let me not blame the school. Hello, Evo Proud from Maryland. Thank you. Miss Spoiler's got a new. Oh my God, she will be returning. I told her, remember what was said, book smart is good, but other things help. That is awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad that you have no idea. That is just awesome. God did it. Tell her I said congratulations. That is amazing. That's amazing. Those people wanted to mess things up, but God stepped in. Thank you, Miss 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Yeah. Reminder for that. The 30 minutes is going. Hello, Miss Bukola. It's been a long time. How are you? That's one of my clients from 2022, where she's got a green card now. The white green card is 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂💏. I hope everyone is keeping well. With 2 years green card, how many months should someone stay before applying for 10 years? It's not months. You don't qualify until you have to remove the conditions in 2 years. However, if you are filing your removal of conditions as a self-petitioner, meaning based on divorce, based on abuse, based on death, then you don't have to wait 2 years. You can literally file for your I-751 the next day you get your 2-year green. I mean, you don't do it the next day. But the point is, you don't have to wait. The 2-year doesn't apply to you. You can actually file a self-petition I-751 at any time. Real fast. It's like cannot be mommy Gio. Listen, I said that so fast, right? No. I even go more on me. No. Mommy Gio for no, let's leave that alone. Let's listen. We all have skeletons in our closet, so let's just leave the closet closed. Let's leave it closed for good measure. June Craig, I would anticipate that the I'm not really sure why you would not say you had 4 kids when you say you have when you had 4, and so when you say, why would you say you have 2 when you say when you had 4? But if the person is not filing the green card, and then they don't have a choice but to put all the kids, now is that going to be an issue? I mean, they can say maybe it was just the 2 kids that were coming with them. That's why they put the 2 kids' names in the application. But if they're unsure of how that's going to play out, maybe do a FOIA request and review of your records, even see what they put in to start with. And if they're unsure, then sit down with the lawyer and have a lawyer help them out. So rather than DIY stuff. Let's not be almost say thank you. God bless you. She said for that person lives in the other country. Okay. Hello, finest Shandy. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Our plan is to storm your office. Emma Bo. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. If someone in the office away from that, that's fine. But please bring your food. I don't cook. I don't even. Okay, I was going to tell you to cook for my kids. I cook for my kids because I don't want the government to come after me. That's the only reason I cook for my kids. But if you are expecting to come visit, I always tell people, if you're coming to visit, first of all, I don't have guest room in my house. My guest room is my office. This is the guest room that I turned into an office. But if you're coming to visit me, you have to bring your own food. I don't cook. You're going to be very hungry. You're going to be very hungry. So come with your own food. And not only should you come with your own food, you're going to cook for me as the whole. I just don't. It'll be my fine. So come with your food though. I'm just saying. Just come with your own food. Then you will not be hungry. Repeat that please on I-751. What do you want me to repeat? Finance. You're going to be hungry. I'm just telling you. Listen, someone, my housekeeper, Miss Esmeralda. I don't know if she may be watching. She says, Miss Abby, how many times do you use your stove? I actually do use it. I do. I'm OCD-ish when it comes to bathroom and kitchen. Like everything else, like if you see my office, this paperwork, you know that this person is into law or something. But my kitchen, like for instance, we and I have boys, and I have kudos to my boys, but my boys no, we don't leave dishes in the sink overnight. Everybody, you if you can eat it, you can clean it. That's my point. You're cleaning. Even I maintenance TJ. Actually, TJ does the dishes. See, TJ does the dishes, and if he sees dishes in the sink, he would put everything back in. And then there's not you won't see dirty dishes because everybody cleans. But we use one side to dry it, and so he would dry it up and put everything back. So I'm very very like that with my kitchen. So I do. You're right. So what? Listen, I actually do use it. I do. It's just that it looks like it's never been used on the, but you can see scratches. Because my mom loves to cook. My sister-in-law loves to cook. Y'all who love to cook, God bless you. I'm not really sure what kind of love is that. I love to eat. Believe it or not, listen, cook for me, I would eat. But for me to cook for you, you're going to be hungry. It's funny, Shani's like, well, you have to bring your own food to come to me. I'm just people like, serious. Most serious gone, and there's no Nigerian restaurant around me, so you're really going to be hungry. Let me put things in perspective for you. My mom lives in Massachusetts. My mom and my sister-in-law, she live in Massachusetts. They send me food. Like, yeah, Banky, I think she's on. She still called me the other day. Let me get to be a Sonja, but I feel best Sunday. They sent me food. So why in God's name would I cook for you when you come see me? You're going to be hungry. I'm just being truthful. That's it. So press good. Am I going Jane Danny? That's all. What other questions do we have to get? People think I'm joking. Ask my kids. I only cook for them because I don't want the government to come arrest me. Does ticket citation driving while on license of like one immigration history, even though this happened when one had legal status, but has a green card. Driving without a license, it doesn't really, as long as you paid your fine or whatever, it wouldn't affect anything. Hello, Mr. Melvis. How are you? What do you want for your No, I don't want anything. It's in a week from today. I know. I don't. All I convert are your prayers. Your prayers that God will continue to work through me and through our firm to bless people's lives, because we're in this together. I always tell my clients we're in this together. That's all I want. Your prayers. Is the 180-day waiver feasible? What 180-day waiver? Yeah, so that's it. Just pray for those who are waiting on God. Pray for those who God is using our firm to bless, and that will all. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry that I don't cook. I'm just so that's why I said I should come open up restaurant. You would sell. I'm not even kidding you. I'm a joint. I'm telling you. I live in a small town. It's a really small town, but I live in a town where people love ethnic foods. Like the Mexican, I think God knows how many Mexican restaurants we have here. All of them are booming. All. And I cannot tell you how many times people will tell me, like if I, for instance, if I order something from Leak Finger and I take it to work, and a meat pie, and I give someone, they're like, okay, do you have more? Or there was a time that I was really, really feeling very nice. So I made jollof rice and I took it to court for the court house staff to eat. And all of them were like, till tomorrow they're still asking. I'm thinking, see, this is why I don't cook, because you're feeling this or something. And Nicola with the whole kitchen. Till tomorrow they will ask me that. So I know that if someone has, that's an idea that I have, toyed around with. It's just not, I just don't have the time. I tell you, if someone comes down and says, hey, Sister Lawyer, I want to start a Nigerian restaurant in your area, would you invest? I will sign up. Trust me, sign me up. Because listen, when it comes to making money, but so you will sell in my area. Grant, I'm telling you, because people literally would do anything. They love our food and Nigerian food. I'm telling you, there was a time we did bring whatever it is when my kid was in elementary school. To tell you how far back I made something for the school. TJ was in elementary school. She's in high school now. And I think it was jollof rice I made or something. And so it was like, bring your whatever. And the jollof rice actually sold the highest. Not even kidding. And that's for someone that doesn't really, I can cook. I'm not like a great cook. My mom or my sister-in-law. It had the highest, so for the highest. So whoever wants to bring it, please come to my area and start a restaurant. I will invest in it. I will. If you want to put me to work on it, I'm not working. I don't do anything food. No, I don't. Mm-mm. Like I said, I cook for my kids so I don't go to jail. That's all. All right. Let's see what more questions. We still got a little time. All right, so I answered that. What is it? My timeline. My fiance is okay. No, let's see. Okay, I filed for motion with court and I-45 with USCIS. USC rejected my I-45 because what? Why did they reject it? I don't have an active court date, which I did, and my lawyer filed again. Okay, so what's the question? My fiance is in a banned country, but NBC is still pressing case and asking to pick an embassy. Then go ahead and do that. What the federal would tell you, they'll probably send a letter later on saying that we can process the visa and all that, because they're doing that already. I filed N-400 in June. The processing time says 14 months. So what's your question? I have a conviction in 1996, and I was granted withholding of removal. Right now, I have a VAWA. What y'all are not asking questions, you're making statements. In the U.S. with K1, my spouse doesn't want to help adjust my status. What can I do? Have you so you're the person with the K1 because you don't have a username. Are you married to the spouse, or you're about to get married? Are you already married? The K1 person, are you already married? So if you're already married, I hope you're still there. If you're already married, then you want to sit down with the lawyer to see if you're going to qualify to file a VAWA case. Or if there's no abuse, and it's because if they're refusing, then are they using that against you? Are they using it to manipulate you? But if there's no such thing, if they are, and they're still willing to submit an affidavit of support on your behalf, then you can still proceed, even if you got divorced, as long as they will submit an I-864. So it would just depend. So you may want to sit down with a lawyer. I applied for my wife in 2022, and the man who did my paper keeps saying there's issues because when progress status shows step 3 completed, does that mean the interview waived? No, I don't go with that thing that people follow, because even with that, you're going to get an interview scheduled. So I don't follow that at all. Okay. All right, I answered that question. Is it possible to petition for VAWA when there is no evidence of domestic violence? My sister's going through physical and emotional abuse, but she doesn't have proof. The proof is your story. So yes, the proof is a very detailed declaration, meaning your narrative, and people like yourself who will be willing to write witness affidavits on her behalf. So it is possible. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Let's go. No, seriously, Finest Shandy and Amala joined. I'm not even kidding. If y'all don't know if y'all want to move to this because somebody, if you're looking for me to help to manage it, I'm always time in there. So let me go manage it. I mean, when I say invest, I mean I'm going to invest and then y'all going to manage. But for real, if you're serious about it, I'm even listen. If do you know how many times my kid, for instance, I made jollof rice for them. And I made smoky jollof rice, and actually, you were like, "Let me try," and I actually got it. I'm not even kidding. My kids will eat Nigerian food before they eat American food. First of all, I know I ain't making American food for them anyway, but they will eat my cooking before they eat pizza or barbecue, whatever the case may be. So if I can make that and have a hit with that, I'm telling you, listen, and especially in the South, because there's all you have is what the soul food and all that, which is great, but they love to try other food in the South. I've never seen, and Mexican restaurants are always, and if the Mexican restaurant is great, that's Mexican food, but we've got different spices and all that, so that's great. You would sell. I'm telling you, you would be like, I could that she sold that, but for me, because I'm not doing it. No. Because I'll just tell you the truth, I can't do it. How to dismiss removal case and asylum? I now have green card through marriage. Is it safe to travel? I don't answer traveling questions. Okay. I'm in Florida. I just booked an appointment with you on Monday. Okay. Y'all keeping me busy. Thank you. At 1:30 Alabama time zone. That will be 2:30 in Florida time. Yes, that will be 2:30. And if you go on, just put it on Google, it will tell you. But if you go on our website, it's very clear that just know it's Alabama time. So thank you for confirming. So where in Florida are you? I don't want to say your full name. All right, so right now it is 9:28 p.m. in Alabama. So if it's 10:28 p.m. where you are, then yes. Okay, so then you should be 10:28 p.m. because it's 9:28 p.m. here. So that will be 2:30 your time. If it's as long as what you booked is 1:30 on my calendar, then it will be 2:30 your time. Okay. All righty. All right, people. I think we end. All right, perfect. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, post about when you will. Funny, shiny. And few women here, but am I down on it? We're talking about what would I be doing besides being if I didn't if I didn't go to law school. So we were like pastors were like, no, see pastor I reserve the right to cuss people out. It's just not gonna work. Even Jesus would be angry with me. Like we share to I choose. No, I didn't make you out cut you out for that. But anyway, all right, people. I think that's all the questions. And I also love that we have conversations and I tell you about my not so boring life, but so boring life sometimes. But anyway, if we can be of assistance to you with your immigration case, please reach out to us. Once again, our contact is 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. We'll be glad to evaluate your case. Every case starts with a paid consultation. This is my version of free consultation. So we'll be glad to evaluate your case and all that. Finance Jenny, what did you say real quick? What did you say I should repeat about the I-751? I just remember. What did you say to repeat about the I-751? You said repeat that. I didn't love and happy birthday in advance. Thank you. What did you say to repeat? Oh, you can always send me a message. All right. I it's not just about encouraging one another and seeing positive. It's about not just the encouragement, but it's also believing that your time is going to come. Because I'm a firm believer that as we rejoice with other people, you're building up your own, time of rejoicing. You're sowing into your own time of rejoicing that's coming. And we've seen that happen time and time again. We've seen that happen time and time again on this platform. People come in to say, I've been watching and just celebrating with people. I remember Miss Stacey Ann, who has been my client for a while, and she's been on this journey and just celebrating it. And almost every single post we put up, she's always saying, just congratulations, I'm next. And finally, God remembered her and her kids. And not only did she didn't get a 2-year green card, she got a 10-year green card. You just never know. Thank you, Miss Lechi. You just never know. Finding after 2 years if abuse self-petition after. No, if you're filing an I-750, so you've got a 2-year green card. And if you're supposed to wait 2 years in order to remove the conditions. But that is only if you're filing jointly with your spouse, only if you're filing a joint petition. If you're filing a self-petition, meaning based on abuse, based on divorce, based on extreme hardship, then you do not have to wait the 2 years. You can literally file your I-751 the next day after you get a 2-year green card. Obviously, don't file the next because then that's going to raise red flags. But say for instance, someone gets their 2-year green card back in January 2025, and sometime in April 2025, they're subjected to abuse at the hands of their spouse. Based on being subjected to abuse, then that makes you eligible to file an abuse-based I-751 to remove the conditions on that 2-year green card. You do not have to wait until 2027 or 90 days before then. You can literally go ahead and file the I-751, even though it's not 2 years yet. But because you're not filing jointly with your spouse, that makes you eligible to file the I-751 at any time without having to wait the 2-year period. So I hope that helps. All right. Do you have to receive a receipt if you file a motion? Okay, that's already the question answered. So let's keep celebrating one another. Let's keep rejoicing with other people, because in doing so, we are building up our own blessings, and knowing and trusting that God is in control. He remains in control. He is God. He's the same God who has done it for the other people. Same God who we're celebrating Mr. Michael today, who, you know, I think I probably tomorrow post the email he sent to me, which is very, very touching. But when a client comes to you, when they're at their wits' end, they just don't know what way to go. And they're like, you know what, just I need your assistance. I need your help. I can never forget when he reached out and we had a consultation, and he was, I'm ready. Just tell me what I need to do. And not knowing, and then looking back, and you know, they come back with a heart of gratitude, and that is all. That's what it's all about. And being able to come back and send you an email and say, you know what, I've just done my oath ceremony. I'm now a U.S. citizen. I'm getting emotional because it is so gratifying. It's so rewarding. And so that was someone that was in a position where they thought, you know what, I'm just waiting, what next? And when they know that there's a way out, and God actually makes that because his self was pending, Father, and so he had a combination interview, and God allows and makes a way where there seemed to be no way, and it works out it worked out in his favor. It's still the same God that's going to, is able, more than able, to work things out in your favor. So whatever it is, just hang in there. It may look like there is no way. It may look like there is no way, but trust and believe that as long as God remains God, there would always be a way out for you. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.